Hey, I hear it now.
You can hear it?
Yeah,
So what happened?
I hear something. Yeah, it's just delayed. Okay, come on back.
So it was something with this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for bearing with us. I'm your host, Lady RiZe. Soulfire Sessions in full effect. We back, y'all. Hey, how y'all been? Oh my.
Wow, that was crazy.
That was absolutely demonic. Where's my bell? Let me get the bell, y'all.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to wake you up, Hampton.
That was weird.
That was so demonic. Because we just tried it, y'all. We just tried it the other night.
Appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all.
So gratitude sprinkles. Turn around. Let me get y'all
For
ass.
those that
Because that
stuck
was great.
around.
Thank y'all so much. So how y'all feeling? We're back. Been through some things. Changing the environment. It's been over a month. We missed y'all. How y'all feel? How y'all feeling?
Been a lot change. Lot.
A lot of change. Moved into a new place. That's where I left y'all. Told y'all that my environment was changing. And then when we were going to move, the day that we got the keys, glad that my Princey Prue ran out in the street and got hit by a car and was across the rainbow. And that almost took me out, y'all. So it took me a minute to get back to this point where I could even talk because I didn't.
Yeah, it was bad.
You don't realize the love that you have for these
That was your baby.
babies. Equivalent to losing a child. So shout out to all those who've ever lost a child. I don't know how you even go on with life. It's rough.
Very rough.
But we do want to welcome Handsome. He's 11 weeks old. He's sleeping right now. But his name is Handsome. And he will be part of the party, the podcast, the family. So, how y'all feeling? Tap in. This is Choose Love. This is also part of Podcast-thon 2026.
Talking about charity tonight.
Yeah, they dedicate it to charities. Use your voice for a great cause, so we're part of that. And this episode is available on all podcast platforms, including YouTube here.
Yep. We're just doing the live episode right now, but the podcast itself is already down, uploaded, so you can go check it out anywhere the podcasts are available, including here on YouTube.
So, this is Choose Love. Choose Love, the global movement. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started since we're already late. Usually we jam it out, like to jam.
Right.
Talk to y'all. I'm trying to see how y'all are feeling, where y'all tapping in from. It's the time changed over here Sunday, so it's 7:23 here Mountain Time, and we're looking fabulous outside. It's still light outside, and it was sunny and hot today. Got my arms out.
Not the guns.
Got my guns out. And my legs. And my toes. So it was nice today.
You got on Soul Fire gear, right?
This is some Soulfire Sessions gear, y'all. You can go. Oh, man.
There you go.
Sexy Soul. You can't see all the way down there, but it does go down there. And so you can get your Sexy Soul bodycon dress today. It is available in my Shopify store, Soulfire Sessions. And much more there for you as well. Guess what else came in, guys? I haven't even got to put this on the site yet. We got season 2 acronym cards. And so these just came a couple days ago. I had these in production. This is season 2. And these are special because these you'll want to grab because I'm always talking about the chakras, and I know y'all don't remember because life be lifing. You got to practice something daily to keep flexing that muscle. So I did include all the chakras in here. Crown chakra, third eye chakra. So you know all about it, where it's located, when you need to check your ass, where you need to check your ass, how to check your ass to be just fine.
And then just your daily acronyms that you need.
Your daily
on a
acronyms
daily
that
basis.
you need. Like make a bitch move. Hey,
Oh.
we're going to make a bitch move, y'all.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you do that?
You breathe, you investigate the situation, transpose truth, claim your no, your fuck no,
Okay.
and heal your horizon.
All right. I like that.
Yeah. So bitch, make a bitch move.
Okay.
So yeah. We're kicking off this season tough with a podcast on 2026. Proud to be a part of this. So special.
So, so we're talking charity tonight. So let's get into it.
For a good cause. So welcome back to Soulfire Sessions. And then, as you don't know by now, I'm your host, Lady RiZe, your inner balance architect, here to balance you out. And here with my favorite co-host, Devar, the one and only.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go. So we're excited about today's episode because, as we're saying, it's not just any episode. First of all, it kicks off season 3, and it's part of Podcastathon.
We came in with a good cause.
A worldwide movement. They do it. This one started March 14th through March 20th. So there's podcasts all over the world. Thousands of podcasts across the globe are coming together to use their voice and amplify charities for a good cause and change the world. And you know, we're always stronger together, so that's what we're here to do.
And Podcastathon is here to promote these charities. So we're doing our show on one of them that they're showcasing. So let's go.
Yeah, we're all a piece of the puzzle. We all lift each other up. So we have millions of listeners, dozens of countries, all united in one idea, that we can use our voice for good. And when we looked at the list of charities, it was so hard. The list is so long. There's so many charities. I didn't even realize that there's that many. But they do send out a list. And so we had to sit with it, pray about it. And so the one that echoes the heartbeat of our show that we chose
is, drum roll,
Choose Love. Hey, sounds
this
perfect.
Is a self-love podcast. This is what we do. This is what we talk about.
Yeah, so we want to choose love. Simple, powerful, and today we're going to dive deep into who they are, what they do, and why choosing love, whether it's for a stranger or, you know, way across the world that you don't even know, or for yourself, why it's important.
Right.
Why even in the darkest moments that it helps. It's a revolutionary act for you to choose love. And then normally we'd have a guest. We'd like to try to get guests and get someone from Choose Love. But here's the thing, when people are doing that type of work and helping people, especially, y'all see, I don't watch the news, but
They busy.
very busy.
They busy. So
Very busy. And our time zones are all different and off and running around. So we're going to be telling the stories.
yeah, we're gonna spread that.
We've done the research, read their reports, the numbers, the stories, and we're going to bring that to you. With the same heart, same questions, same soul fire energy. Can't leave that out.
You know how we do.
Yeah, so before we go any further, let's define what we're talking about. And I know Devar did his research because that's my partner in crime.
Well, you know.
So go ahead and give the people a foundation.
All right, let's talk about something bigger than us for a minute. For most of us, we wake up every day with problems, responsibilities, stress, maybe burnout, maybe relationship issues. Maybe we're trying to figure out our purpose. But imagine waking up one day and realizing your home is gone, or your neighborhood isn't safe anymore, or your country is no longer somewhere you can protect your family. That's the reality for millions of people around the world who have been forced to leave everything behind just to survive. Not because they want to travel, but because they didn't have another choice. And that's why this week we're participating in Podcastathon, where podcasts highlight organizations doing real work to help real people. The charity we're talking about today is called Choose Love. And I think the name says everything, right?
Blows it out the water. Let's light it up.
So because love is easy when life is comfortable. Love is easy when it's people who look like you. Love is easy when they think like you. But the real question is, what do you do when the suffering is someone we've never met? Do you look the other way? Or do you choose love? Choose Love works with organizations around the world helping refugees and displaced families with things like food, shelter, education, medical care, and protection. And the deeper message behind it is simple. Compassion is a decision, not just a feeling. Because at the end of the day, every refugee story started with someone who once had a normal life, just like the rest of us. So today, we're going to talk about what it really means to choose love in a world that often teaches people to choose fear instead.
Yes, always trying to instill that fairness, absolutely. And Choose Love is a global humanitarian organization that supports refugees, the displaced people, and they were established in 2015.
Right.
So they were doing this for a little bit, but what makes them different, here's what makes them different. They don't try to just help from afar. They fund and amplify grassroots organization led by people who have lived the experience. So like DeVar was saying, when you walk up over and you see them, they're going to be someone just like you.
Yeah, they've experienced what the refugees that's coming to them are going through.
So it means the people running the organization were refugees themselves. They had to flee their homes, leave on the drop of a dime. And then, so when they show up with food, legal aid, they provide legal aid, mental health support.
Right.
They're not just coming to save anyone, they're community members. It's a community.
Right.
So that changes everything. That's not just charity as we think of it, where you hear people saying, oh, donate, give. That's solidarity. That's us sticking together.
Especially when you've been through what I'm going through and you understand it when I come to you. So it kind of puts you at ease when the person that's helping you has been through where you're at right now. So
Yeah, it may sound like nothing right now because we're sitting here comfy in our homes, but we're talking rescue boats in the Mediterranean Sea. Can you imagine if you put yourself there and you're stranded out in the middle of the ocean and you need help? You would want somebody to be sending a rescue boat to come help and save you. So we're not concerned about these things while we're comfy with our feet kicked up doing soul fire sessions, but we need to think about these things.
yeah, we kind of spoiled over here in the U.S. right now. We get to get up, go drink our coffee, blase, whatever it is that you do for your morning routine. And these people are fleeing to other countries that most of them have never been to. And even if you've been to it, maybe on vacation or something, it's different when you have to flee there with nothing. I mean, you got to leave everything behind. You're not packing bags and stuff. You're trying to get the heck out of Dodge. Like, it's a lot going on there. So.
And so it was some friends who started by Josie Norton, and then her two friends founded and operates. They like to operate as a movement rather than a charity because they do the whole shebang. They support nearly 400 community-based organizations over 35 countries, and their work includes supporting search and rescue operations, distributing tents, food, and refugee camps.
That's a lot of people.
And also providing legal support and helping refugees resettle. So they don't just like give you something and throw you out, toss you out to the road like, all right, you got it. They want to help you actually be able to rebuild.
And what started as volunteers collecting donations quickly grew into a global movement.
Right. And so they also focus on connecting people and promoting a message of humanity and love. They encourage people to learn about displacement issues and share these issues and stories to foster a better understanding so that we can all help each other with compassion. And they also offer various ways for people to get involved. So you can donate, that's one way, but they also do fundraising, and they also have merchandise that you can purchase, Choose Love merchandise on their website, chooselove.org.
And you can offer your services, probably like if you're a legal aid or a lawyer or something like that, medical. I'm sure they need all of that because their work focuses on things like food and clean water, emergency rescue operations, safe shelter, medical care, mental health support, legal aid for asylum seekers, education for displaced children, protection for women and vulnerable families. Their approach is about dignity and direct help, not just awareness.
Right. Right. And then fast forward 11 years now, and Choose Love has supported over 8.5 million people. That's amazing. When you just start off jumping in a car, let's bring these people some blankets, and all of a sudden it's a whole movement in 51 countries.
Right.
And they've raised more than 160 million. And it's verified on their website that 94% of their donations go directly to the programs.
And there are currently over 100 million displaced people worldwide. That's a lot.
It
They
is.
need help.
Yeah, and so they've been called one of the most efficient refugee charities in Europe. But what caught my attention is in 2023 alone, they supported over 5 million people. So that's just a few years ago, channeling more than 13 million worth of essential items to those who need it.
Yeah. People become refugees because of different things like war, persecution, political violence, climate disasters, economic collapse. They said the people that were in Katrina that had to flee from New Orleans were refugees because they had to flee from their home because of a disaster. So,
So when we say choose love, we're not talking about just a feeling. We're talking about an infrastructure. We're talking action. It's full action. Boats, blankets, lawyers, the whole 9 yards, counselors, doctors, and volunteers who show up every single day.
yeah, like I said, these people are leaving everything behind. Some of them don't even have phones, money. Sometimes you'll go to a different country and stuff, and your money don't matter over there anyway. So,
That's selflessness.
yeah.
That's exactly why we picked them for the Soul Fire Sessions episode of podcast on 2026, because that's amazing. And that's what we like to create here. We want to foster and create a community, environment where we can feel safe and supported and help each other.
So many ways you can help, just like what we're doing right now. We're talking about it, spreading the word, getting the word out there for people to go and do their research, just like we did.
Yep. Because we talk every week, before we took our little break, but every week we talk about tapping into your own power and about healing, choosing yourself, self-love.
Right.
And today, what does that look like when people choose love on a global scale? Yeah.
It's bigger.
Huge.
Yeah.
It actually creates a stronger vibration. Love is the highest frequency. And it trumps all evil, hate, all that.
That part.
Let it go, because love wins. And so what can displaced people teach us about resilience and self-love?
They can teach you a lot. Like, you talking about the big comeback? Like,
Talk about never giving up.
yeah, never giving up. Like, failure is not an option. It's all about survival, So, definitely.
All right, DeVar, well, I'm going to be the curious one here. I'm about to light your ass up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Me?
It's already hot in here.
Yeah, it's hot.
I'm going to set a fire under your ass.
Oh,
Soul fire way.
wait a minute.
Yeah?
Oh, right now?
Your pants are on. So I'll be the curious one today, and I'm going to ask you questions that people or listeners would ask if they were sitting here today.
Okay.
So let's light it up. Let's see. So let's start with the basics. When people hear refugee crisis, they think statistics. They see headlines, but Choose Love sees people. We are all people.
Right.
Walk us through what choosing love actually looks like on the ground here in real life. It's easy to say, easier said than done. Give us a visual, a picture. What happens when someone arrives at one of their partner's organizations?
Well, I would imagine that they get checked in when they first get there. Depending on where they're coming from, you may need a translator or something like that. They make sure that they get that for you. Whether you come by yourself or you got kids, they're gonna do the basic needs in the beginning. Make sure you got food, water. They're gonna find you some shelter, and then they can go deeper into your story and what it is, where it is that you're coming from, and what it is that you need. So they ask you what you need. They don't just
Assume.
yeah, like when Christmas comes around, they give you that pair of socks.
Right. And you're like,
Really? Another
I
pair?
wanted a watch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't you guys much rather someone ask you what you need than them just assume and them giving you something that you just put up on the shelf?
Right. And of
Like
course,
that.
the basics they know you need. Food, water, shelter, stuff like that. But you might need some Q-tips or something. I don't know. So they
You might need an antibiotic.
Right. True. You might need some diabetic drugs or something. So definitely they check with you.
Because it's hard to picture, but think about it. You've been walking for days. Maybe your shoes are all worn down. Your toes starting to stick out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've been walking for weeks. You've crossed borders, rivers, been up all night.
Mm-hmm.
You left behind everyone, everything that you knew.
You don't know where you're going to, what you're gonna see when you get there, what you're gonna encounter. People like to take advantage of people that are destitute.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
yeah.
don't know if you're going to eat when you get there. You still don't know. You don't know if you're going to be safe.
Right. You're a parent, you got your kids with you, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know how you're going to feed them, because in your mind, you're like, I can go without a few meals, but I want to make sure that my kids get to eat. So, yeah, it's a lot to think about and put yourself in these people's shoes while you're sitting comfortably on your couch watching Wheel of Fortune. You know what I'm saying?
Because then you're that person that's been walking for days and then someone approaches you.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that would feel so good. And here's the thing, they look like you. You're like, hey, they sound like you.
Mm-hmm.
They're inviting.
Mm-hmm.
They hand you a water.
Mm-hmm.
They hand you food.
Yeah. And their name reflects the idea that compassion is a choice.
Yes, it is a
It's
choice.
an absolute choice. In moments when fear, division, or indifference are easy reactions, the organization encourages people to respond with humanity and solidarity instead the message is simple. When people are suffering, we can either turn away or choose love. What are you gonna do?
Crickets?
Mm.
Oh. We're choosing love over here. What about y'all? Y'all could tap it in the chat. We
Right.
don't bite, only if you ask us to.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all too busy to tap or
Can't tap or can't talk or, but
let me tap.
I like to talk and I like communication because I could talk. I talk to myself before I started podcasting, y'all. This is how I figured out this is I would talk to myself all day long. I can ask myself questions, answer myself, question myself, get mad at myself, congratulate myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good. I want to talk to y'all. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all doing? Okay.
All right, we're gonna keep that.
All right,
Choose Love
so-
has raised millions of dollars to support refugee communities. They have funded projects in regions including the Middle East, Europe, Africa, Asia, the United States, and the Mexican border. They partner with dozens of grassroots organizations that provide direct aid. You don't have to change your style, just connect it to human perspective.
Human.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we mentioned legal aid. Why is that important? Legal aid. When I think of refugees, I think of immediate needs like food, shelter, safety. But why legal aid?
What about getting a green card
Oh,
or asylum? Asylum is when you're in fear of your life and you need to go somewhere and they give you safe haven, basically. What about some type of ID or something? Like, how do they... Nobody can prove who you even are. It ain't like you grabbed your birth certificate on the way out the door when you was fleeing the country. So it's a lot.
so that's amazing. Yeah, and then if you have kids, to get them in the school, to even get your birth certificate or get those things.
Right.
So yeah, if they didn't have the legal aid, you'd be starting with a struggle.
Right.
So that's
It's a problem. Yeah, when people lose everything, the question becomes, what kind of world are they walking into? One that shuts the door or one that chooses love? So
And so now I know y'all see this crazy news. I don't even try to watch it, but it's still flying around my ears everywhere you go, because it's so crazy out here.
yeah, and with the state of the world right now, the state of our world that we're in, we could become refugees. A war could break out. Bombs could get dropped on America. We're not invincible. And we would have to flee ourselves. So, a lot of people say that that's not going to happen to me. I don't need to worry about stuff like that, but it definitely can happen.
You never know. I never thought that my principal would get hit by a car. And whew, my life changed.
Life be life for real.
Never know what's coming your way, especially with what we have going on in office. So, I'm going to read something I found here from Yasmin Koljan, their director from Choose Love, the emergency programs, wrote something that stopped me. I was like, dang. She said that lifeline isn't just a meal for someone who hasn't eaten in days or a roof over someone's head. when they fled their home. It's hope.
And you need hope.
That it's hope that there's people out there that still care.
Yeah, because I'm so serious when I say this. Put yourself in these people's shoes. You've left everything behind. Everybody that you know. You don't know if you ever gonna see your family again. It's so much. Like you have, only thing that you got is the clothes on your back and the shoes on your feet. And you walking into a place, going into a country that you never been in. You don't know what it's like there. You don't know how you're gonna be treated there. You don't know if you're gonna be used, abused, killed. Like, it's a lot. A lot to think about.
Yeah, when you're in the middle of a crisis, when everything's been stripped away from you, you've lost your home, your country's that shit. It's easy to start believing that nobody sees you, that you're all alone. Nobody cares, and that the world has forgotten you.
Yeah, and if you've ever traveled abroad, you can see how other countries have different laws and stuff from what you're used to. So you don't know what their laws are. Like you don't know what you're stepping into. You may get over there like the young lady that went to Dubai and was twerking in the street, and they arrested her because they don't allow that there.
And then now you just twerked yourself to jail.
They don't even allow women to curse over there or raise their voice.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was out in the street all loud and stuff once they came and grabbed her up. And it was a situation. So you don't know what you're stepping into when you go somewhere else, is all I'm saying.
So that's the power of just showing up. So you're going through all this, someone brings you a food, a blanket, great conversation, just an ear, a listening ear. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's showing up.
Yeah, and these people encourage people to remember that, yeah, you may not know these people, but they're not strangers. They're people seeking safety and dignity. Point blank, period. So where's your compassion?
Okay, here's where the Soul Fire Sessions piece comes in. We talk about healing as an inside job, doing that inner work. Your chakras balancing you out. We talk about tapping into that power when everything feels like it's falling apart. But what happens when you're lost, you've lost your home, you're just out in the middle of nowhere, you don't have any comfort? Where does healing even begin for someone who's been displaced?
I think that it heals when you find an organization like Choose Love that gives you hope, because hope is one of the main things that you're going to need in those type of situations. So it takes time to rebuild. You got to have a lot of patience. You're starting completely over, somewhere that you've never been before, without a leg up.
So that's where healing begins, when someone creates the conditions for it. You have to have the conditions for healing, and that's what Choose Love does. That's amazing.
Can you imagine what does your degree mean in another country?
Right, nothing. So they're like,
Yeah, you can't even bring it to present it to prove that you had it.
Right. So then you can't even begin to heal, because you can't heal if you're starving, if you're freezing. You can't think. You can't heal if you're terrified for your children, your safety. So Choose Love creates those conditions for you to feel safe and begin to heal. They provide the food, the shelter, the legal aid, the safety, and then healing can begin.
Exactly.
So they handle the hierarchy stuff so that people can access the deeper work and you can move forward. And so let's see. All right, let's talk about something practical. In 2023, Choose Love received a transformative $6 million gift from Jack Dorsey. Nice. Half of it went to immediate life savings aid, so that's nice of them. The other half went to something they call the heart.
Okay.
Ooh, the infrastructure that powers everything they do. So why was it important for them to invest in the heart, Devar? What does that say about how they see this work?
Well, I feel like with any company or any charity, you have to build up your infrastructure so that you can help more people. Your infrastructure is getting the lawyers, getting the doctors, getting the different areas, getting the buildings and stuff, the tents, all of the things that people need, the connections and stuff with the grassroots and all of that. Like, they're having to get all of this stuff built up to be able to help more people. So the money definitely went to good use.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it exactly. Choose Love It understands that loving people long term will help them build something that actually lasts instead of just throwing them something, kicking them out.
And choosing love doesn't mean that you're ignoring the world's problem. It means deciding that someone else's humanity matters.
Right.
Because the world's problem, they're not going nowhere, you know. But somebody's humanity should always matter, even if their story is different from yours. And in most cases, it will be if they're coming from a different place.
Mm-hmm. And they also have a campaign called Choose Earth. And Choose Earth focuses on climate displacement. We're getting interruptions. My apologies. So Katie Heard, the regional head, wrote that climate change is now displacing 3 times more people than armed conflict.
Yeah, that's global warming.
That's,
There's a lot more going on.
that's staggering.
With the weather than it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, it's a lot different, you know. It's a lot colder in the south on days that it's hot in the north. Like, it's different. So,
And that's what we're not talking about. Climate change is also displacing people, just like how when Katrina hit, people are losing everything. So that's amazing for them to even think about that. Because I love the earth and nature and everything, try to stay connected with that. But with that climate change, I would never think about it actually displacing a large number of people who would be just left out like that. So that's amazing that they have that organization as well.
yeah, because I've been up here since June, and it's only snowed maybe 5 days so far. So,
We've been
and
nice.
literally the next day is pretty much gone. So, right back hot. It's literally going to be 87 degrees this Saturday here.
Whew, I love it.
And then Sunday is going to be 63, 64. Let's go back down. Get this thing back cool.
You got that right. Yep. I love to Gladys Martin. I love comments and interaction. So yeah, thank you.
That's Chubb. That's Chubb.
Oh.
That's Chubb.
Oh, hey Chubb. Is that your name, Gladys? I didn't know that.
Miss Martine.
Oh well. Okay, so numbers matter. We've talked about the 8.5 million people, the 51 countries, the 160 million, and all their partners. But I know the real impact isn't in just the numbers in the spreadsheet. So what's a moment, what's one story, one person, one encounter that you carried with you from this research? Something that reminded you of why this work matters.
I mean, it wasn't a particular person of a story that they did, but it reminded me of back when Katrina happened, and I was working with my dad doing construction work. We was on a job site and stayed in a hotel in northern Mississippi, basically on the Tennessee-Mississippi state line, and a lot of those people was coming up I-55 trying to find places to stay and stuff, and we gave a family our hotel room and got them some food and stuff, and we just went and got another room. So, yeah.
That's amazing. That's the whole thing. One person showing up for another person. No savior complex, no agenda, no hidden agenda. No, if you let me do this, I get to spend a night.
So basically, when people are destitute, I tend to try to have some type of compassion, especially when I know I'm in a good position and I can afford to help them. So it wasn't a big deal to me, but it meant the world to them.
See, that's amazing. Yeah. No agenda, no nothing, just presence and showing it.
Yeah, because I think about how a lot of guys take advantage of females. I see some females at truck stops and stuff asking for money to get a room and stuff, and guys are always trying to proposition them for sex.
Oh.
Like,
yuck.
Yeah, like, it's not that serious. Like, here you go, $20, feed your kids. I see your kids over there sitting on the curb, and everything gonna be all right. It's gonna work out.
Always having to give something up to get ahead.
Right.
Yuck. So for our listeners who want to be a part of this, and I know y'all do, because we're a community that shows up, what does Choose Love need right now? We're not talking money. What do the people need to understand?
I think they need support. However you can give it, whether it's telling someone about it that may have that type of money, like what was his name,
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, he gave $6 million.
You may be telling a Jack Dorsey.
Yeah,
that's why I always tell y'all, spread the flames. Jack Dorsey may run into RiZe.
Right. He may run into your YouTube page or something. He may,
hey, Jack.
You may actually know someone that got it like that has been through this type of thing in their life, and they never knew about Choose Love, and they may want to support. So word of mouth goes a long way. You never know who the right person is that's gonna hear it. So if you're a lawyer, like I said, you can offer your legal services. If you're a doctor and you like going out in the field and stuff like that,
hey,
good experience, especially if you just got out of school. So yeah, get some experience.
I think the biggest thing would be, aside from money, to see people as people. Refugees as people, people as people. Not as victims, not as statistics, not as purple, blue, black, white. That doesn't matter. We are all people.
When I grew up, they said, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't do that, how can you expect it in return?
You get what you give, law of attraction.
Right.
So these are people with dreams, people with skills, people with things just like you, families.
Sisters, brothers, aunties, cousins, somebody's somebody.
So yeah, and then for our question lighted up round, our final question is, what gives you hope, Devar, when you look at a state of the world that it's in right now with all this diarrhea coming out? Oh. It's not diarrhea? Is it called something else, y'all? What is it? I don't know what that is called. When the news comes on, I'm like...
Choose Love gives me hope. The fact that they exist. The fact that you know that there's people out there that cares, that will choose love if you're in a position where you have to flee your home and you have nothing and nobody to turn to. And these people, like they said, they don't like to be called strangers, but they are people that you do not know, and they are there to help. So, yeah, that gives me hope.
Yeah, that gives me hope as well. Even when I found out about them, to know that another organization exists that sits out there and says we have to do something. Because everybody's so selfish these days. You can't even switch over into the right lane without somebody freaking out.
That part right there. Yeah. Everybody is looking for what's going to benefit them in life. And if it interrupts what they got going on, it's a problem. So, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so people refuse to give up, and that's amazing. Gives me hope that people are still showing up every single day. That's a whole Soulfire energy right there.
I'm all about it. Let's go.
Hey, so all right, Soulfire family, this is the moment where we have to give you something to hold on to. Not your third leg.
Oh.
Yeah, it's something else.
I don't need to hold on to it anymore?
No, I'm going to give you something else to bar. So you can write it down, take a picture, screenshot it, come back to it when you need it, because this is your framework.
Okay.
So today, for our framework, we are going to choose.
Choose.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Like Choose Love?
Yes.
Okay.
CHOOSE. That's our framework.
Let me put that in.
Because there's always something in front of your ass to choose from, even right now. Are you going to choose to respond in the chat and say anything? Or are you going to choose to stay in this live for 53 minutes or 2 minutes? There's always a choice. And I appreciate gratitude sprinkles for y'all who are in here. Turn around, let me get you back if you're leaving. I appreciate you passing through. This episode is available on all podcast platforms. We're part of Podcast-thon 2026. Go ahead and light it up. So choose. Devar put it in the chat for us. That's our framework tonight. So let's break it down. First, C, choose. Perfect. Choose. The first step is always a decision.
That sounds like the easiest one.
That's the easiest one. Choose.
Okay. So you got
It's always a choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Joyce and her friend didn't wait for permission. They just did it. They didn't wait to feel ready, feel rich until they had a 5-year plan on the board. They just did it. Let's go. You got to take action. They saw a need and they chose to act. So let's choose.
I'm glad they did. Because people need their help.
So I'm asking y'all, what are you waiting on? Something that you've been waiting for permission to do, you've been putting off, even if it's building a shed in your backyard or seeding some grass, or
You got a choice.
or shaving your armpits.
Getting to work on time every day.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
You don't have to wait.
All right, that's the C. What about H?
Heal within.
Oh my God.
Heal within.
That's what we talk about, right?
All the time.
Heal. within.
Yeah, that's the soul fire piece. You can't pour from an empty cup. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers, y'all. My cup's not been empty. I hope y'all don't get parched. So, you can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot love others if you have nothing left yourself. If you're claiming that you love somebody and you don't love yourself, that's fake love. It's fake. Be honest with yourself, because you cannot love somebody else if you don't love yourself.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's like saying you could wipe somebody else's ass, but you can't wipe your own.
Right. And if you letting somebody treat you crazily or in a bad way that you claim that you love, that's not love.
Right. And then we're going to be open. Not your legs, your heart. Yeah.
Okay.
You thought it was their legs?
I was hoping.
Close your legs. You're going to be open to receive.
Okay. Open to receive. I like that.
This one might be the hardest. Yeah, because people like to be givers. They're always people pleasing and giving and not checking in with their own self.
So we start with a choice. And then we heal from within. And then we have to be open to receive.
Yes, not your legs. We got it, y'all?
Okay. What's the other O?
The other O. Offer your support. Hey.
Hey. Okay, so we're going from open to receiving if you're in need, and if you're able to give,
Then offer your support. Put your hand up.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Offer your support. This is the action step. That's where love becomes tangible.
Okay.
Got it? Yes, Chubb, got it. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now S.
Oh, the S.
Yes, it is.
Stand together. Hey.
Please
I'm
do.
standing with my divorce.
We gotta rise. Look, a match can be broken easily, but if you got a whole stack of matches, it's a little harder to break. So, together we stand.
Together we stand.
Divided we fall.
Because if I were to start falling back right now and I'm linked to Devar,
I got you.
I would be rooted.
Yeah.
But if I'm by myself, I'm going to tip over and hit the back of my head, y'all.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's stand together.
Don't do that.
We got to stand together.
Survive.
Yeah. You were never meant to do this alone. We weren't put here for that.
Yeah, so the organization is huge. They work with the grassroots people, grassroots organizations and stuff. So they're all working together. They're standing together rather than by themselves.
Yes.
Okay, stand together. All
And
right.
for us, standing together means we don't look away. We don't turn up our nose. We don't scroll past. We don't tell ourselves it's too big to fix. We face it head on and we conquer it. We stand up together, put our minds together, and do it.
Okay, let me see if I remember. I'm trying to take notes in my head.
Okay.
Okay, choice. You got to choose. You got a choice.
Choose to decide to act.
Heal from within.
Do your inner work.
Oh,
I'll be nice.
okay. Open to receive.
Open to receive, not your legs.
Okay, open to receive. Offer your support.
Offer your support.
Okay. And then stand together.
Community matters.
Community matters.
Stronger together.
Community, not a clique. You know, cliques be in high school and stuff. You got these people over here and these people over here. A community stands together.
Now the E.
Now the E. What is the E?
Wait for it. Empower others.
Hell,
Hey!
hell yes. We trying to empower you all
Right now.
to help others.
Hey, empower others, heal people. The same way hurt people.
Exactly.
So don't be walking your ass around there hurt, because then you're just hurting others.
So heal from within, and then you can help somebody else.
Yes.
And you can be open to receive if you need it, or offer your support if you got it like that.
And that's my whole slogan: illuminating paths, empowering lives. So I want to empower y'all, empower others.
Okay,
So,
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That's the framework.
We're choosing.
Okay.
That's the framework today. Y'all choose. Devar put it in the chat. Y'all go ahead and write it down. Put it in your journals. Take a picture and make
it's
sure
not
you
just-
choose daily.
It's not just for the night.
You choose daily.
Work on this daily.
Because if I did this just one time, do you think that muscle will be big? You gotta keep flexing that shit.
Keep on.
Hey. So that brings us to the community fire.
Hey. Where my lighter at? I needed that. I forgot to start up the fire, but I'm about to get it going.
Chubbs, you got the s'mores.
I brought some
Marshmallows, please.
I brought the lighter fluid. About to
Hey.
get this thing smoking. It's
I want some steaks tonight, y'all. It's nice out there. We can put some steaks in the fire.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm all about that.
Yes.
So,
And this is the time, community fire. Community, y'all go ahead and fire off any questions, anything y'all have for us, anything y'all want to talk about, any comments, questions, concerns, clicks.
anything you've been wanting to know about where we've been and why we've been gone. I
Yeah.
think we explained it at the beginning, but y'all couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I was explaining all type of stuff and just talking, and y'all was,
We thought y'all heard us. We
I
were
don't know
just
what was
chatting it
going
up.
on.
We was losing hope.
Right, I was fading away because this is my passion. I'm like, I don't know. YouTube doesn't want me to do this.
It's okay.
But it's okay. We came back.
this
The devil's a lie.
This is how you come back strong. So,
Community fire, light it up.
hey,
Put your marshmallows in. So you may be asking tonight, if I want to help but I'm on a tight budget, does a small donation even make a difference?
oh hell yes.
Yes, always.
When Obama was running for president, and his opponent was getting these $10,000 donations and $20,000 million donations, Obama was over here getting $5, $10, and it added up to be more than what his opponent was getting. So yeah, every dollar counts.
If I have my safe open right now, I'll be able to show y'all how every dollar counts.
Hey,
Hey. Throw it in there. Every time y'all get change, I'll be telling y'all them
Pay
$5,
yourself.
them $20, pay yourself first. Right now, after the live, y'all could do it after the live, but I want y'all to dig in your wallets, your purses, your bank accounts, and take, even if it's $5, $2, and put it somewhere else. Save it for yourself. Don't give it to the phone company.
don't even look back at it.
Don't look back at it. Because it will stack up, let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
Only time you open that doggone safe is to drop something else in it.
Drop something else in it to make it fatter.
Don't even count it.
To make it heavier. Don't even count. You don't even. I'm just fluttering down the funds. So yeah, $5 right now. Dig in your purse, take it out, and go put it in your shoe. Thank you. So, and then you want to know, how do I know the money actually Milton? I got to see my money. Oh Lord, that's probably why it's always gonna slip away from you.
Yeah.
You gotta put some. You gotta pay yourself first.
Right.
That's what you call it. Money circulates. You pay yourself first.
It's okay to see it.
You can see it,
You see it when you drop it in there.
and then you see the vision of it in the safe, locked up safely.
You know, the most rewarding thing to me is to have like a jacket or something that you wore last year and you put it on this year and you realize you left $100 bill in your pocket.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Go
it's
put
the
it in
same-
there right now,
It's the
y'all.
same effect. I had a coworker that would get a bank account that was like a little local bank that was way on the other side of town that was hard for him to get to with his job and stuff. And he wouldn't even get a debit card. He just would put money into it, direct deposit from his check. And it would seem like, like this is just what you make every week now. And that money would come out and go over and then it would stack up over time. And then when you finally do get where you need something you want to go do, vacation, whatever it is.
You gone. Let's
You
go.
got-
Where we going?
You got money.
That's what my parents did with me when I was little. And so when I was of age, I was like, what car am I getting? Let me go buy my car. They just put it in the bank. Put it in the bank. And that's what I try to do with my son. But these kids these days, I don't know. They had different milk.
We talked to y'all about mindset last season. And you can go back and listen to the recordings right here on YouTube. Mindset it's all about how you think. If you think that you
Don't say it. He almost cussed. I saw it coming. You
I
see
gotta
his
say
mouth?
it
You
'cause
see
they
his
not
mouth
gonna-
right here?
I gotta say it because
Okay.
they're not gonna understand what I mean.
He's gonna cuss.
Broke.
Oh my God.
If you think that you're that, that's what you're gonna be.
He's sorry for cussing. Fuck. It's okay.
The squirrels,
But yeah, if you keep saying that, that's what you're gonna be.
the squirrels worry about where they're gonna get nuts.
The birds and the bees, don't worry. The trees, don't worry. The squirrels get they nut every day. Not that nut, the nut to eat.
Yeah. The Creator provides, right?
All the time.
What's his name? Jehovah Jireh.
Jehovah Jireh, our provider, y'all.
Yeah. The universe will provide
Right.
as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Just putting it out there.
So, third in the community fire, hard times. Maybe going through a hard time right now. I know I was. This is the most uplifted I've been. I'm so happy to see y'all because y'all can ask DeVar. I've been. I didn't know if menopause was coming on or what was going on, but I know it's because my Princi Poo's not here and I have to get through that and navigate that. So, I'm going through my own hard time right now. I'm dealing with whatever may feel like I don't even want to say the D word because you don't want to say I am that. You want to say I feel that because I am is very powerful. And if you say I am, you're going to be that.
Right.
So I'm navigating these different feelings of feeling down and stuff, feeling like I could barely get myself together. So how do I choose for others when I could barely choose for myself? You may be asking yourself that.
You don't?
You don't. You simply don't. Because first you can't choose love for others if you can't love yourself. So you don't even worry about that.
So, come over here, check out our show, Heal From Within, and then you have the capacity to help others.
And that's not selfish, that's survival. You have to be okay to help others. That's real.
We are all about helping others. We're healing ourselves. You know,
Right.
if somebody tells you that they're completely healed, they're a liar. I'm here to tell you. So,
And then there's roller coasters, ups and down. There's tests that are thrown at you. People have days when all they could do is just breathe. And then you have days where you did a whole bunch of stuff. You checked everything off the list. So it's always enough. If all you could do is exist, that's enough.
indeed.
Yeah. So what is the most beautiful thing that you've learned about this work? That's for y'all. What is the most beautiful thing that y'all have learned? Anything? Or y'all just listen to us yet?
The healing within for me, I'm gonna say that.
I'm going to say resilience. Bouncing back.
Yeah,
Because February, I didn't know if I would be here, y'all.
right.
I was sitting in the middle of the street like, I don't want to live.
She really was.
I was, for real. I was like, fuck this life.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to carry her off. Like, I didn't know what to do.
Because that was a bad image.
But I
That
was there, though.
traumatizing.
I
But
was
showing up, DeVar was there. That's all he could do because in that moment, nothing he could say or anything was not comforting at the time.
Yeah, nobody really cares what the hell you talking
Yeah,
about.
it doesn't. I was just ready. I was mad at God. Like, me and God had a, what are you doing? Like, did you not see my dog?
Right.
So, yeah.
The little tiny fella, are you serious right now?
Right, like, really, for
The
real?
whole car? Wow.
Did you see that he was 7 pounds and that a car was coming? I was mad. I was so mad. And then one night I just woke up in the middle of the night screaming, like, ah! Pissed. Like, where's my dog? And then it was heartbreaking when I told my son, y'all, because, oh my gosh, that was so painful to see.
Yeah, it took a lot out of me to see him like that.
He was like, no, he was calling his name, Prince.
He literally he was at his friend's house, he literally screaming all the way down the street.
Running up the street, and he kept calling his name, waiting for him to come. And, I can't even think about it. It makes me want to vomit. It was sickening. So,
Don't go there.
So yeah, we're here now. We're back. Lighting it up, feeling good, walking in our purpose. So,
We back. Season 3.
it's people choosing love when it's hard. When it's hard as fuck. When nobody's watching, when there's no reward, nothing. You're just choosing love.
Can I put the fire out? Okay. We back.
You better get your last s'more.
Right.
Community fires dying down, y'all.
It's okay. I take it back to the house with me.
All right. Well, then that brings us to our final flame. So before we go, do you have any final flame, final thoughts, any takeaways for our listeners?
Me?
DeVar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Before we close today, I want to leave you with something to think about. Every single one of us hopes that if we ever found ourselves in a moment of crisis, that someone would be there to help. Someone would care. Someone would see our humanity. The truth is, millions of people around the world are living in that moment right now. Picture that shit. Picture it. Put yourself in their shoes. And organizations like Choose Love exist because people decided that compassion shouldn't stop at borders, politics, or distance. Choosing love doesn't always mean doing something huge. Sometimes it means learning. Sometimes it means sharing awareness. Sometimes it means supporting the people who are doing the work on the grounds. They need help too. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have shelter and stuff over their heads. They gotta have support because they're seeing all of this stuff that's going on. So they need support too, if it's nothing but mental support. So if today's conversation moved you in any way, we encourage you to learn more about Choose Love and the work that they're doing to support displaced families around the world. We'll have information in the episode description so you can help.
And their website is chooselove.org. And you can check out all the podcasts on this whole movement at podcaston.org. Podcaston.org.
Yeah, because the world changes when ordinary people decide that someone else's life matters too. And sometimes the most powerful thing that you can do is simply choose love. So.
Love. For me, my final flame is love is a verb.
It is.
It is absolutely a verb. It's action. It's not a feeling.
Definitely an action.
It's not a sentiment. It's not something you just post about and move on. Love is what Josie and her friends did when they loaded up that van in 2015 and took off and took action. Love is what the partners do when they distribute all those materials to families fleeing violence. Love is what you do when you open your wallet, your heart, your voice, and you say, you matter.
And love
I
is
choose
something
you.
that you choose daily.
Daily. So here's your assignment. It's simple. It's concrete. It's doable. All week long and for the rest of your life. Choose love.
Exactly.
So, and practice the acronym. It's down there. Choose. CHOOSE. This week, pick a letter. Live it. Marinate in it. So I want to do some gratitude sprinkles. I need y'all to spin around. Gratitude sprinkles. Hey, we made it through season 3, episode 1.
Y'all choose Soul Fire Sessions
Let's
right here
go.
on YouTube next week. We will be in our studio. Yeah, it should be set up by next week.
Yeah,
right?
so thank you
we
for
got
every
all
single person being here. Gratitude
these
sprinkles.
boxes piled up in there.
We got to go
now.
unpack boxes right now.
And put stuff together. So yeah. Studio next week, y'all.
Yeah.
It will be different. It will look different. I know y'all see the podcast is done in the background right now, but you're gonna see the ambiance out of this world.
Yes, so y'all have made it to Podcaston 2026. Millions of listeners, thousands of podcasts. One mission: to use our voice for fabulous, phenomenal good. And y'all showed up, so I appreciate the fuck out of y'all. Gratitude sprinkles again. And remember, displaced doesn't mean broken, and struggling doesn't mean hopeless. And love, real love, is always a choice.
Yeah. Thanks.
So choose yourselves, choose each other, choose the world.
Choose Soul Fire Sessions.
Choose Soul Fire Sessions.
Thank you for your support of us.
Yes.
And of Podcaston and of Choose Love.
And make sure y'all choose to subscribe so you don't miss a spark. Hey.
Let's go.
Gratitude sprinkles. We love y'all. Have a good night.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chubb.
y'all.
We
Good
love
night,
y'all.
Good night.
Good night. We love y'all.
We out.
Soul Fire Sessions out.